she on the road, she riding it like carnival. I done did the impossible. Go, 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 go. That's so good, she on the road, she riding it like carnival. I done did the impossible.
Hello there, it's your boy Never Die. Welcome back to another video. I am here today to show you how to actually do dungeons, and this is going to be a short, heartfelt video. I'm going to explain everything about dungeons as a professional dungeoneer, someone who does dungeons quite very fucking often, literally my main source of income for money. And without further ado, I will get right into the video as we speak. Starting off, we will be going over the progression of armor. Your armor will be completely bad from the start of being a dungeoneer, and that's okay because later on you'll have even better armor. Also, I'm only explaining mage, tank, archer, mostly because berserks are usually fucking archers and healers are also usually archers. So we're going to be starting off with the archer class, and we're going to be going off early game, mid game to mid and late game. So starting off, we have the strong dragon armor, the skeleton master armor, 3 out of 4 shadow assassin with a zombie knight chest plate, 3 out of 4 shadow assassin with golden diamond head, 3 out of 4 Necron's armor with a golden or diamond head, and after you get enough kata, you can replace the Necron's boost from max to boost to gain more speed. Only do this when you have really good survivability and also when you have really good defense and such. Just when you have great overall stats, that's when you know you can switch to max. An honorable mention is also Frozen Blaze armor with the golden or diamond head, but you will be pet locked to the Blaze pet, and the stats will be shown on screen as to why you will be pet locked. So next up is mage. Also keep in mind for mage, you're going to be a quite literal glass cannon. And when I say glass cannon, I mean you're going to be doing lots of damage output, but you will be, I'm not sure, you will be vulnerable to taking a lot of damage, which is why you need to be doing high amounts of damage very quickly, why you're so good for clearing and things like that. Anyways, wise dragon armor, undungeonized, or rotten helmet, heavy chest plate, rotten leggings, dark goggles, 3 out of 4 zombie soldier armor, and adapter. Wise dragon armor, dungeonized, necromancer lord armor with shadow goggles. River goggles, 3 out of 4 storm. Storm boots can also be replaced by maxing boots if you have enough kata. And keep in mind, maxing boots is only for gaining speed, not doing any additional damage. And finally, for those who want to be the knight in shining armor, tank. I will only be explaining mid to late game because early game tank doesn't really have much use in my opinion, to be honest. Because when you're in floor 5, you don't really need a tank, you just need to ice spray or gyro wand or do the portal glitch. And that's it. Old dragon armor, a reaper mask with 3/4 necromancer lord, but if you have a tight budget, then you can switch out the chest plate for a perfect chest plate to 12, and for late game, just reaper mask with a 3/4 soldier armor. And keep in mind, this information is from both the community and also Aloe, and make sure to subscribe to Aloe. I will leave his channel right here. So finally, I'm ready to actually speak again. But anyway, so to actually play Dungeon, you must learn some terms first. Berserk, RCM, LCM, BR, Leap, I Muted, Trap, Puzzle, Turn, Device, Bomb, Blood Camp, KB, RC, LC, EHP, Floor, Master Mode, and Master Floor. Now that we got that out of the way. Alright, so I grabbed my brother's microphone, so my mic should be sounding a lot better actually. I'm going to be buying a microphone soon when I get my job back. But anyways, in order to actually play dungeons, you have to understand what your role does for the team. If you're a healer, you heal using your team using your wish, both before and during boss fight, while also using healing circle as on yourself as a handicap, or using it for your team during boss phase. If you're an archer, you basically are either clearing, blood rushing, or you're killing the boss. Let me explain what blood rushing is first. Blood rushing is whenever you're rushing to open all the wither doors to get to blood. This can be either mob rooms or mini boss rooms, but essentially your goal is to get that wither key and get to the door until you get the blood key. Clearing is essentially the same thing, except the goal is not to blood rush. The goal is to just clear the room by doing secrets or killing all the mobs or the mini boss in the room. As an archer, your job is also to kill the boss unless told otherwise, and this is mostly in Master Mode 5, and that is because mages in Master Mode usually are left click mages, which apparently supposedly do more damage than archers themselves. Also, here's a tip, Archer is the most competitive class, so while finding parties, if you're lower kata, you may have to make the sacrifice of going Berserker Healer, because people do not like it whenever a lower Archer is the Arch. And also, some people just don't like dupe, so you may have to also just accept that you cannot dupe with this person. If you're a mage, you're also clearing and blood rushing, you're also the one killing the boss. But this is usually in Master Mode 5 and also in Floor 6 and below. And lastly, as a tank, you clear just as much as you can and you just do secrets until boss phase. Or you help your team by going into certain rooms like boss rooms, or helping your teams who seem like they are taking damage. You would leap to them and take the damage for them. And for Berk or healer, you just clear. That's it, you clear. You're literally a fill. You're a fill with Berk or fucking healer. Here's some tips for dungeons. So for this section of the video, this will just be my own personal tips for dungeon and getting into dungeon parties. My number one tip is to just find a perma party, which is essentially a permanent party. People that you play with for, let's say, I don't know how long, but you basically progress with them, you play with them, dungeons with them, you're just best of friends pretty much, I guess you could say. Now the reason I say get a perma party is because Party Finder, aka Monkey Finder, is too stupid. Most people are really dumb when it comes to catacombs, and also really dumb when it comes to master mode. Number 2, warm up before heading to higher floors. As a Cata 40 player, I have realized I need to warm up. In most games, you need to warm up. Call of Duty, you gotta warm up. Val, you gotta warm up. CSGO, you gotta warm up. So, how do you warm up in dungeon? Essentially, just play lower floor. Let's say that you can do floor 7 and that's like your main floor right now. Then what I suggest you do is go to floor 5 and just, play like maybe 1 or 2 and just try to go for S+, or even solo it even, and try to go for S or S+, or just straight up clear and do boss. But if you're somewhere like Master Mode 3 or Master Mode 5, then I would suggest doing floor 7 if you're Master Mode 3 and Master Mode 3 if you're Master Mode 5. Number 3, do not get upset because you can't get into a party. If you're kicked from a party, don't sweat it. Just join a different one or create your own party. This is why I bring up that Archer is the most competitive class, because it's the funnest class besides Mage, and the main class that you'll see in Master Mode and also Catacombs itself. People are very picky when it comes to having a dupe art, so if they decide that I don't want to dupe, then don't be upset. Leave and finally find a different party, or again start your own. Number 4, look up tutorials and tips on how to progress through dungeons and also how to just progress your armor and stuff like that. I know I said that this is a dungeons guide, but I'm not going to be explaining every single thing you can do to like get better at dungeons, because that involves a lot of things like skills, magical power, Skyblock XP. It's a lot of it. A lot of things will affect your damage, affect your strength, affect your EHP, and there's too much of it to actually explain in one whole video. Number 5. Be okay with dying, but learn how to prevent it. Don't misunderstand this tip. Obviously, your party is going to be quite upset if you die, but the thing is, you need to be okay with dying, and this time you need to figure out how you can prevent dying. So, for example, let's say you're playing Floor 5 or Master Mode 5 and you still die to SAs, insta hits, to be backstabbed. Then, you need to practice either solo or in a public party, even in Floor 5 if you're doing Master Mode 5, and just when you see a sword or a shadow assassin and he has not backstabbed you yet and you're about to enter the room, cloak, run in there, get backstabbed, uncloak, ice spray, and then attack. And just keep doing that until you get the hang of it, and which is not something I do because I did not realize this myself. I actually realized this while making this video. That's one way to practice, but I got too good at it, so womp. Choose your class and stay with it. Tip number 6. If you are an archer, say archer. If you're a mage, say mage, because the Skyblock economy is an actual economy that has the Great Depressions. It has the stock breaks. The stock crashes, stock markets, even the literal stock markets. So why I say choose your class and stay with it is because if you're an archer and let's say you want to go mage and you sell all your shit, you sell your term, you sell your armor, and you go for mage. But wait a minute, a term is less than a fucking Hyperion. Oh no, well I guess I might as well just go back to being an archer. Oh what? Prices have gone up in price by 20 mil? No! Essentially. Okay, I honestly, this sounds stupid, but yes, it just don't, unless you want to make like a second class, like let's say you have one set for archer and one set for tank, and vice versa, and etc, then don't, please, or else you'll lose so much money. I've lost a lot of money, maybe even like over 100 mil doing that, and I don't suggest it at all. And number 7, dungeons is a money making method because of RNG. You have an RNG meter in dungeons. Once this meter reaches 100%, you get the guaranteed drop. But if you do drop it before 100%, then the meter resets back to 0. Keep in mind, like I said, dungeons is a money making method because of RNG. So if you are not willing to spend hours upon hours in dungeons, even days, which I have had to, I have 500 something runs in floor 7, and it took me over 3 weeks to drop a handle, keyword 3 whole weeks to drop a handle, then this is not the money making method for you. Now keep in mind, when I say RNG, I mean shit like Master Stars, Giant Sword, used to be for Precursor Eye, but I guess they went down in price, handles, scrolls, shit like that. But it doesn't matter. But if you're not willing to put in the time and effort to actually grind out those floors for hours or even days at a time for that good juicy 100 millions, then don't do dungeons for money. Go to mining or go to farming, where they're both consistent money making methods. But anyways, there's also another way of making money with dungeons, which is frag running, and that will be explained probably in another video when I explain the entirety of Skyblock, if I decide to do so. Anyways, moving on. 8. Hotbar management. Your hotbar is the literal embodiment of Minecraft. Without your hotbar, you would not be anything. You wouldn't You wouldn't be Steve. You wouldn't be Alex. You wouldn't be anyone. You'd just be some walking fucking villager. Anyway, treat it good and it'll treat you better, honestly. There's many different ways to set up your hotbar. It's just what you need and what you want and how well you can access it through your keybinds and such. My keybinds are 1, R, 3, 4, 5, mouse 4, F, G, and V. My hotbar consists of Term, AOTV, Super Boom, Cloak, Ice Spray, Gloom Lock, and my last 2 items are filled, being 2 of the following: Ender Pearl, Stonk, Gyro, Fire Freeze, or Fire Freeze. If I'm doing floor 7, I also add my Jerry Sheen and my Bonzo staff. Alright, almost done. Utility items and how to use them. So there's no specific order of how to get them or when to get them. They're all useful for their own way, but I guess the way that you could technically progress is basically through Catacombs requirement or through Slayer requirement. Now I will stop speaking and all of it will be shown on screen now. Well, that's the end of the video. You made it. I'm so glad that it took me a while. So to anyone who actually watched this video to the end, I love you so much, because this video actually took me like literal days to set up, mostly because I'm lazy as shit, but also because it was taking me quite a while to understand how to actually work with my microphone and how to set it up. But I decided to just take my brother's microphone, borrow it for a bit, and then give it back later. But anyways, thank you very much for watching this video, and I love you all, and let's see if we can hit 30 subscribers. Bye bye.